Welcome to Rogues Gallery, where we count down the best of the worst comic book villains. This week, we're counting down the fearsome foes of the Man of Steel, Superman, and just missing out on the top 10 this week are the Ultra-Humanite, Mongol, and Superboy Prime. Let's start the countdown. Number 10, Cyborg Superman. Hank Henshaw was a scientist and astronaut whose friends and family mutated and died after their shuttle was caught in a cloud of cosmic rays. Henshaw himself was able to stretch his mind beyond his body and inhabit machinery, and blaming Superman for not saving his crew, he took on the mechanical body of the Cyborg Superman to try and attempt to discredit his legacy. Number 9, the Parasite. Rudy Jones was a janitor who was accidentally exposed to radioactive waste material which transformed him into the ravenous Parasite. As Parasite, Rudy is in a constant state of hunger which drives him towards the most powerful source of energy, which in Metropolis is more often than not Superman himself. Number 8, Metallo. John Corbin was a thief and con man whose mind was transplanted into a robotic body, powered by a chunk of kryptonite within his chest cavity. Known as the Man with the Kryptonite Heart, Metallo can go blow for blow with Superman and has the upper hand because he has a constant supply of the hero's one weakness. Number 7, Bizarro. Bizarro am Superman's best friend and like him very much. Bizarro not come from Bizarro world and also am not clone of Superman. Bizarro does not talk backwards and always means exactly what he says. Bizarro am not generally good intentioned and does not try to emulate Superman's heroism anyway. Number 6, Mr. Mixius Pitlick. Mr. Mixius Pitlick is an imp from the 5th dimension that finds it great fun to flit into Superman's world and cause as much havoc as possible. His power is seemingly endless and unlike most foes, poses more of a mental challenge rather than physical. The only way to defeat Mixie is to trick him into saying his own name backwards, Klitpazixum. Number 5, General Zod. Zod was a high-ranking Kryptonian military official tried for treason and sentenced to the Phantom Zone by Superman's biological father, Jor-El. After breaking out in the present day, he and his compatriots arrive on Earth to find that they have similar abilities to Superman and set about trying to conquer the world in the name of Krypton. Number 4, Doomsday. Doomsday was born on prehistoric Krypton and was subjected to decades of death and rebirth in an attempt to create the ultimate killing machine. After being alive for thousands of years, Doomsday arrived on Earth where it met Superman and did what no other villain was capable of, kill Superman. Number 3, Darkseid. Created by Jack Kirby, Darkseid is the ruler of Apocalypse and the god of all evil, constantly in search of the anti-life equation, which mathematically proves that he is the ruler of the universe. Apocalypse itself has been locked in a constant war with its sister planet New Genesis for decades, with his own son Orion leading the fight against him. Darkseid came closest to achieving his goal when he discovered and implemented the anti-life equation and conquered Earth. Shed of his mortal shell and reduced to the very concept of all evil, he was finally defeated by Superman's singing, which, fun fact, was the same note Bruce Wayne's bell rang when he first decided to become Batman. In the New 52, Darkseid lacks a lot of the Kirby subtlety and is more of a conquering brute and warlord, preferring to step into battle himself rather than watch from the wing. In a clash with the Anti-Monitor, Darkseid was killed, but was later reborn in the body of his own baby. Number 2, Brainiac. There are many different origins for many different Brainiacs, but the one unifying theme is that Brainiac is a collector, who likes to miniaturize cities into bottles and add them to his collection. The most notable example would be the Bottle City of Kandor, which resides in Superman's fortress as the Man of Tomorrow seeks a way to restore it to its original size. In some incarnations, Brainiac is an organic being and a scientist from the planet Kolu, originally known as Vril Dox. Other times he is a robotic being, and in some non-comics incarnations, he has been the artificial intelligence that kept Krypton running before its demise. The real, true Brainiac appeared after one of its probe bodies discovered Superman living on Earth, and Brainiac exited his isolation chamber to confront the Last Son of Krypton one-on-one. Although Superman was able to defeat Brainiac and restore Kandor on Earth, what should have been his greatest victory was tainted when his father suffered a heart attack, and he was too late to say goodbye. And number 1, Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor was originally a mad scientist character who had a hatred of Superman which dated back to their friendship as teens, as Luthor blamed Superboy for the loss of his luscious red locks. In order to go toe-to-toe with Superman, he constructed a giant battlesuit capable of flight and enhanced strength, but he was still no match for the hero. In the mid-80s, Lex Luthor was reinvented as a slightly portly tycoon and cutthroat industrialist who couldn't stand that there was someone in Metropolis that people looked up to more than him. His plans were often elaborate and unable to be traced back to him, and he rarely got his hands dirty by engaging Superman directly. Surprisingly, in the New 52, Lex Luthor has been more of a hero than a villain, and although ruthless and cutthroat, following the invasion of the crime syndicate of America, he's been on the side of angels for some time now. First as a member of the Justice League, and later by taking on the mantle of the fallen Superman as Metropolis's protector. That's it for this week's Rogues Gallery. Keep an eye on Comics Alliance to have your say in the latest polls.